All right, today you're going to be working on dividing mixed numbers by fractions and mixed numbers by other mixed numbers. So to do this, first of all, we can't divide a mixed number. So what we need to do is change that mixed number to an improper fraction. So what I do with the 3 3/10 is I take 10 times 3, I'm taking the bottom number times the whole number on the side. 10 times 3 is 30, and then I add the top number, and that makes it 33. So I have 33 over 10 divided by 7 over 8. Now, again, I can't divide fractions either, so what I need to do here is change it to multiplication. To do that, I take the 33 over 10, I change the division to multiplication, and I flip the 7 over 8 to 8 over 7. Okay, and the reason is dividing by a fraction is the same as multiplying by its reciprocal. So now what I need to do is multiply across the top there. So I'm going to take 33 times 8, and I get 264. On the bottom, I'm going to take 10 times 7, and that's going to be 70. Okay? Now, one thing I notice here is they are both even numbers. Okay? So I could, divide each of those by 2 to simplify this a little bit. Okay? So I'm going to divide the top number by 2, and I'm going to divide the bottom number by 2. So when I take 264 divided by 2, I get 132. When I take 70 divided by 2, I get 35. Okay? Now, I cannot leave this as an improper fraction. I need to change it back to a mixed number. So the first thing I need to do is figure out how many times how many times 35 will go into 132. So what I'm going to do here is I am going to bring up my calculator, and I'm going to take 132. Sorry about that, I missed the 1. 132 divided by 35, and see what we get. Okay? So I get 3.77, whatever. All I really care about here is the 3. Okay? So I write that whole number. Now, I know that my bottom number is going to stay the same. So I know that that's going to stay 35. Okay? Now I'm going to do what I did when I first changed my mixed number to an improper fraction. I'm going to take, go get my calculator here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take 35 times 3, and I get 105. Now what I need to figure out is, well, how far is it from 105 to 132? Okay, now if you can't do that in your head, just subtract them. So I'll take the 132 minus 105, and I get 27, which ends up being my top number. Okay, so our final answer ends up being 3 and 27 over 35 here. Okay, all right, number 2. I've got 3 8/9 divided by 8/9. So again, the first thing I need to do is change that improper fraction, or I'm sorry, that mixed number into an improper fraction. So to do that, I take the bottom number, which is 9, times the whole number, which is 3, and I add the top number, which is 8. And I get 35. So 3 8/9 becomes 35 over 9. Okay, so I've got 35 over 9 divided by 8/9. Now, the 35 over 9 is going to stay. I change my division to multiplication. I flip the 8 over 9 to 9 over 8. And now I'm going to go ahead and multiply the top. So I take my 35 times 9, and I get 315. And I already know that 9 times 8 is 72. All right, now you need to check to see if your answer is simplified. You can do that right now, or you can do it after you change it. Okay, what I'm going to choose to do here, though, is I'm going to change this one back to a mixed number first. So my fraction, I get some smaller numbers, and then I'll kind of have a better idea if I can simplify it or not. So I'm going to take the 315 divided by 72, and I get 4.375. Again, all I care about is the 4. Okay, I know my bottom is going to be 72. So now what I need to do is take the 72 times the 4 and see what that is. Okay, well that's 288. So now to get my top number, I need to know, well, what's the difference between 315 and 288? Okay, it's 27. So now I know my top number is 27. Okay, it's a lot easier for me to tell if 27 over 72 can be simplified than it is for me to tell if 315 over 72 can be simplified. Now what I know here is that 27 and 72, that 9 can go into both of those. So I'm going to divide the top one by 9 and the bottom one by 9. The 4 is going to stay the same. We don't do anything with that. But 27 divided by 9 is 3. 72 divided by 9 is 8. And now I have my simplified answer. Okay, so I'm going to leave 3 and 4 here. You can pause that, maybe try those on your own. See how you do, and then when you start the video again here, you can check. All right, so if you go ahead and check 3 and 4 here, make sure you have those correct. We're going to move on. So now we're going to do mixed numbers by mixed numbers. So the only thing that really changes here is now you have to change both of the mixed numbers to improper fractions. Okay, so the 1 and 1/4, well, I just have to do 4 times 1 plus 1. 4 times 1 is 4, plus 1 is 5. So that becomes 5 over 4. Okay, we're still dividing here. 4 times 3 plus 3. 4 times 3 is 12. 12 plus 3 is 15. So now I have 15 over 4. Remember, the first one stays the way it is. We change the division to multiplication, and we flip the 15 over 4 to 4 over 15. Now the nice thing about this one is when I have a 4 on the bottom of the one and on the top of the other, they are going to cancel each other out. So what I'm left with here is 5 over 15. And what I know about 5 over 15 is that 5, because they both end in a 5, I can divide both of these by 5. 5 divided by 5 is 1, 15 divided by 5 is 3, and there's our final answer. Okay? Okay, looking at number 2. Again, we need to change both of the mixed numbers to improper fractions. So 4 times 4 is 16, plus 3 is 19. So 4 3/4 becomes 19/4. And then 1 and 1/4, 4 times 1 is 4, plus 1 is 5 again. So 1 and 1/4 becomes 5/4. Okay? Now I change we keep the 19/4 the same. We keep the first one the same. We change the division to multiplication, and we flip the second fraction. Now again, what happens here is our 4's cancel each other out, and I'm left with 19 over 5. Now 19 over 5, I cannot simplify that, but I should change it to a mixed number. So I take 19 divided by 5 again. And I'll just show you on the calculator here. And I see that I get 3.8. Well, again, all I care about is the 3. I know my bottom number is going to stay 5. Okay, so then I have to do 5 times 3, which is going to be 15. So now I got to think, well, 15 plus what gets me to 19? Well, the answer is 4. Now again, if you don't remember, or if you can't think about it that way, just take the 19, the top number from your improper fraction, and subtract it from what you get when you take 5 times 3. So that would be the 15. And you get the 4 that way as well. So our answer here becomes 3 4/5. Okay, again, go ahead and pause the video and try numbers 3 and 4 on your own. And then when you're finished, again, play the video again, and you can go ahead and check your answers. All right, go ahead and check numbers 3 and 4. If you're doing fine there, you should be good to go ahead and do your work. Okay, good luck.